Let's review Anavel. I have seen a lot of articles and videos about her, but it seems like people only look at her displayed damage to conclude. I want to say that is not the most accurate damage of Anavel, but the formula. Displayed damage plus 10% total damage from the squad. Here we will consider the mandatory condition that Anavel 7 has Orc 3 and Orc 7, increases 10% damage for the whole team when the target is Frostbite. There are many sources for you to refer to Anavel's damage, such as YouTube or Discord, and after reviewing this is a damage representation with the most feasible result. Lamer, 24G, Sabrina, 20G, Anavel, 10G. So it can be seen that Anavel's damage compared to Sabrina is about 100% lower and Lamer is 140%. So after calculating and apply to my account, I will have Lamer, 30G, Sabrina, 25G, Anavel, 12.5G. Note that because my team does not use Artemiel and Melissa as main damage, the damage for DPS will increase compared to the above data, you can see below the picture. We will have Anavel's damage equals displayed damage plus 10% of total damage from the squad. For example, my squad will have the following damage level: Lamer, 30G, Sabrina, 25G, Anavel, 12.5G. I have 6 units that deal 8G, 3 units that deal 5G, 1 unit 3G and 1 unit 1G. Total is 14 units. 30 plus 25 plus 12.5 plus 8 times 6 plus 5 times 3 plus 3 times 1 plus 1 times 1 equals 134.5. So the actual damage that Anavel has will be 12.5 plus 134.5 x 10% equals 25.95. Anavel, 25.95G and Sabrina, 25G. And note that Anavel's damage will continue to increase if your team continues to upgrade with more star units. This is an interesting thing after doing the calculation, however, it is still necessary to clarify the disadvantages of Anavel. 1. To get the damage as calculated above, you must have her at 7 Orc 3 and Orc 7, which can be very difficult if your banner roll is not lucky. 2. She depends a lot on the frostbite effect to buff the damage. If the target is not affected by the effect, maybe missed for example, then she cannot take advantage of the 10% damage buff for the whole team and then she is very weak. 3. The debuff effects MOV SPD down and buff MOV SPD up are not useful, with debuff MOV SPD down can only be used in Sky Island defense and buff MOV SPD up can only be used for farming. Summary. Honestly, that said, if her buffs and debuffs were better she would definitely get more pulls and be used widely. Because her damage output is perfectly fine, it's just that her buffs and debuffs are too weak, which limits her in content.